Hey everybody, it's Mandy from Travel Forge. It is Sunday. We are gonna make some Ruth Ann Zimmerman bread because we're about out. I had gotten my sourdough starter out and was hoping to work on it, but I'm just so not consistently feeling well that I let it go and then it doesn't get fed and whatever. So I put it back in the fridge and it'll be fine there for now. And homemade bread is better than store-bought bread. So we're gonna make 2 loaves of that because that's what her recipe makes. I'm gonna make some pumpkin crumb muffins. I'll probably do a double batch because I have pumpkin on the shelf that I should probably use. I have raw untouched pumpkin that's just laying there, but I definitely don't have the energy to deal with that today. Zad is making breakfast. If you watch my pantry tour, I talk about how we do keep Spam in stock. I am fully aware that that is a processed meat. It is one of the very few non-local meats that we buy. I would say Spam and salmon, but we do get the salmon from a reputable Alaskan source and not just some junk at the grocery store. So anyway, we're having that for breakfast. We have some biscuits to finish up from earlier this week. It's gonna make some dippy eggs. We have maybe half a bushel of apples left, a fridge drawer's worth of apples. And they're actually still doing really, really well. So we're gonna have those with breakfast also, just try to work through those. After the pantry challenge is over, which will be Friday, I think we're going to take a trip to where we got the apples, and it seems like they still have them. And if they seem like they're still in good condition, I may restock and just put some more in the fridge because that has been really convenient. There's also a sign near where we get apples about citrus. Zad saw it in the paper first, and then we saw the sign for it. So I am kind of curious to see what they have there because the kids have loved having clementines. Now, even if they have oranges or something, the kids will still love that. I would love that. Definitely have these days where I need to drink and I feel dehydrated, especially after puking. That if I at least have applesauce or an apple or citrus or something, I feel like I'm getting some hydration, but it's not trying to chug water, and sipping water is fine, but when you're so thirsty, it's a struggle. So I'm feeling okay this morning, tired, but okay. So I'm gonna try to get the muffins and the bread done before I don't feel okay. The other thing I need to deal with is my dream cheese. So a lot more whey came out of that than I was expecting, but that's a good chunk of cheese. So I should have done this last night, but I did not have it in me. It'll be fine. I feel like it's pretty forgiving. So we'll work on that today also. So this pumpkin recipe is for muffins. I don't feel like muffins, so we're just gonna do an 8x8. The topping calls for butter. We are spank out of butter. We do have heavy cream now that we got milk, but obviously I'm not gonna go to all that trouble just to do a topping. So we're just gonna use some good old lard to cut this topping and then throw this in the oven. All right, so Zad's adding salt to our dream cheese and working on that. This is the whey that's very milky that I had left from when I clabbered. So I'm just gonna save this to use for baking. So I'm just gonna put it in the pantry fridge, and then this is the whey left from the yogurt. So we'll also, anytime we have a recipe that has water or whatever, so we're just gonna store those 2 in the big pantry. And this is our pumpkin crumb. Got a little black right there, but I think it'll be fine. Pumpkin crumb cake, so we'll have that for dessert later or breakfast tomorrow. All right, so I was gonna split half of my bread dough and do hot dog buns out of them, but I think I'm just gonna make separate hot dog buns so that I know that if I start feeling really crappy later this week, that they'll have bread and they don't have to worry about making bread. So I'm just gonna make a batch of hot dog rolls. I have this milky-ish whey and I need milk for this recipe, so I think that'll work fine. I just realized we didn't put a bowl back under this one. Zad salted it. So it's probably making a mess over here on the counter. All right, so we are out of water glass eggs. We finished those up. We are getting fresh eggs in every day, but I really want to preserve those for meals. So I'm just going to use freeze dried for this because I don't want to waste a good fresh dippy egg when this is really all I need for baking. All right, so as I mentioned, we're out of butter and I need to make butter, but I don't quite have that in me right now. So we have bacon grease, we have lard, we have tallow. So I'm just going to do a little bit of bacon grease and a little bit of lard, and I think it's gonna be fine. All right, so I'm still, I'm not really hungry today, but I'm thirsty. So I have this freezer that has fruit and vegetables in it that I have clearly been neglecting. So I had some pineapple juice in there, so I pulled a little bit of that out. Some blueberries out. I got 2 bags of these. The kids are eating one just as blueberries. I had a little bit of yogurt in the fridge that was pretty stout. It needed used, and this will mask it pretty well. I had a jar of peach cherry sauce, which is like applesauce, but it's peaches and cherries, that needed used. So I'm just gonna make myself a smoothie, and I need to check on my bread and my rolls. All right, so Zad went to help a friend. They texted and asked if he knew how to trim goat hooves, and he used to be a farrier, so yes, he knows how to help with that, so he's going to help a neighbor with that. Meanwhile, I'm gonna get dinner started. This bread is rising. I'm so stoked. Like, it's gonna go in the oven here very shortly. That's probably the best rise I've ever had, which I'm really excited about. Our split top hot dog rolls are in the oven. I'll drop recipes to these. These are the hot dog recipe I got from YouTube. I'll put the video to it. It was like a 2-minute video that I found this morning. We're gonna do elote hot dogs for dinner, which is basically like a Mexican hot dog kind of. So we're gonna do our venison hot dogs, and then it's got kind of like Mexican street corn on top with like lime mayo. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I have a little bit of mayo left from when we made it earlier this week. You love our repurposed jar. And I need like 4 tablespoons, which is literally probably exactly what's left in there. So I don't have lime juice, but my mom sent me home with some True Lime. If you've ever, these are just the best. So Zad loves the lemon in his water. They're literally just crystallized whatever it is and citric acid. So I'm just going to use this to make some lemon juice to make our lime mayo, and then I need to do our corn mixture. I'm so excited. If you've never talked about Mexican street corn a couple days ago, we had it with a meal. We don't technically make it the right way because we never have Cojita cheese or any of the substitutes they call for, and we are way low on cheese, but we'll use Parmesan and it'll be fine. It'll still taste amazing. Okay, so fun discovery in the pantry. I totally forgot we still have a whole case of this bougie Buttercraft Provisions grilling and finishing butter. It's fire roasted jalapeno, so it won't work for everything, but for this, oh my gosh, it's gonna be perfect. So I'm stoked I still have this, and P.S. it was best. Oh, and Bud's home. It was best in November, but I assure you it's fine. This is very exciting. All right, so as you know, Zad typically makes dinner, plates dinner. I usually just do the prep work. Guys, I killed this. So obligatory applesauce, of course. And then our homemade split top hot dog rolls, venison hot dog, the charred corn that we froze. I think this is from this summer. I'm not really sure. It's got the lime mayo, so homemade mayo, and then the lime that I sort of reconstituted from the crystallized lime. I sprinkled a little bit more of the mayo over top of the corn, put a little bit of the lime just right on top. This is gonna be fun. Okay, so we already came upstairs and I remembered I didn't even finish this video. So we had brownies for dessert. Bud is singing. He brought some brownies back from his youth retreat, so we had this for dessert. We used Meg at Holler Homestead's recipe, and it's phenomenal. Oh my gosh, if you like fudgy brownies, they're perfect. So we are gonna head to bed, and we'll be back tomorrow with some more yummy food. We only have a few days left of the pantry challenge.